What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Jasper Forrest here. I am here to help you guys out with either business tips, video tutorials, photography tips, product reviews, and also many other little bits and tips here and there to help you out with starting your own business or planning for a future with starting a retirement plan, things like that. Now, first things first, I'm not a financial advisor. I am someone who's actually just starting from absolutely zero pretty much and trying to build everything on my own. I will be going through sort of all of the different steps that I end up having to take and going through little tips here and there where, maybe I make a mistake, but I learn from it and think that I can help someone out in the future with maybe the knowledge that I have. So once again, thank you for coming, checking out this video. This video is going to be sort of a little bit of a recap of 2020, a couple ideas to help you out going into 2021, actually 5 tips or 5 things to really focus on in 2021 going into your next year and trying to maybe make a better year than you had last year, or building on to whatever you did last year and progressing that forward. So, a couple things that I do have to address. I haven't made a video in probably 50 days or something like that. I have gone out and done a couple videos that I've started to do and then never edited them or did anything with them. And they're kind of dated now at this point, so it doesn't really make sense for me to even upload them. Maybe there's going to be use for them in the future, but as of right now, this is going to be my video that I'm going to be sort of catching you guys up to pace with. The last couple months, about the last month and a half, has been kind of crazy for me. I'm sure it's been crazy for a lot of people. I don't really need a pity party for myself, but I do have to say I've been supported by a lot of people through some really difficult times in the last month and a half, and a lot of other crazy things have happened, and I've had to sort of change up my plans, the way that I was going about things. I was originally really trying to dedicate all of my time into my photography business and go full-time doing that. In the month of December, I ended up seeing a decline in my sales and the engagement with my Facebook and my Instagram posts, and so I sort of had to take a couple steps back, and now I'm trying to rebrand and also do a couple other things to change the way that people engage with my content and things like that. So in 2020, I had made myself a list of 20 things that I wanted to get done. A couple of those things were traveling, potentially saving more money or working more, scrolling less on social media, reading more, creating more, spending more time with family, and doing a bunch of other things. A couple of those things that I did end up doing were starting my business, focusing on investing more, investing in myself as far as either teaching myself things or expanding my knowledge with photography, videography, editing, learning more just in general about things that might help me out, including taxes and all sorts of things. So in that last year, of course, some of those things were more difficult to get done. So traveling, saving more money and working more, the job market kind of fell apart. Things have been difficult, and this is where I hope to be able to relate to anyone who wants to watch this video, and then also give you 5 tips going into 2021 that might help you out. So in 2020, those things that I set out to try and do, some of them didn't work out as I had planned, and that's kind of okay. But of course, it's going to be discouraging when you don't get things done that you're trying to get done, or things that you continue to plan on get delayed. it's really important to not get discouraged over those types of things. One thing that I really do advise you to do is to set a list or write a list that you can go and easily check. Something that doesn't get lost, like in your photos on your phone or something like that. Try and put it somewhere where you can go back to it. I personally do better with things like a post-it note and posting that somewhere where I can see it either daily or maybe every other day, and sort of check back into it, whether or not that's in a planner. Maybe you use planners like physical ones. I've got one here, this little red notebook, or in your phone, doesn't matter. But try and set, a list of things and see what you can do with that. For the 5 tips that I have, I sort of want to bounce off of a couple ideas, just one after another. So the first thing that I have to say is, in 2021, be thankful for the moment that you are in, because even if last year, was difficult, and even if last year you said you were going to do this and you didn't get that done, take a look around and try and find maybe 5 things that you are appreciative of in this moment where you didn't have it last year, or you still have something that you had last year and you can be appreciative. Thank yourself for being in the moment and just enjoy what you have. It's really important to just take a look around, say, I got this because I worked hard for it, and now I can continue to add on to that. Or in this moment, say, I have these resources and I'm going to use these resources and pull them together, and I'm going to build something with this. Or whatever. Focus on your favorite hobby. Try and find a way to monetize that. If you've been, slowly saving up money, congratulate yourself. Just whatever it is, small little achievements. Take a moment, be in that moment, and enjoy it. The next thing is community, which also kind of ties into being in the moment. This year, or the last year, has been really difficult for connecting with actual individuals and people within your community. Things have made community tighter, but then also there's parts where people have started to feel more isolated. And so don't get down on yourself for feeling that little bit of isolation. Try and actually lean into it and understand it. Also, try and look around at the people who are around you who might be able to help you out. That's really something that I take for granted all the time. And personally, I need to thank the people in my life a lot more. And I have started to try and really give that appreciation out to those people who, constantly are there supporting me or helping me out, making sure I'm staying on the right track. It's something that's so easily forgotten, but your community is part of you. And it's really important to sort of lean into that and really, really appreciate the people around you. The next thing, the third thing I have to say, in 2021, you might need to become creative. You might need to not set your expectations too narrowly. You want to have a broad horizon and really think about all of the possibilities and all of the different things that you could do to do something differently. If you are trying to build a new business in 2021, you are going to have to be flexible, and that's going to actually help you out more. There's a lot of businesses that will be failing in the next 5 to 10 years because they cannot adapt to the new market and the new economy that we are going to be entering into, where there's going to be a lot of digitized, automated, online, from home, different types of jobs that are going to thrive. And a lot of in-person kind of services or products, retail, things like that, a lot of those are going to have to go online and be a little bit more impersonal, where you're going to be sort of just dealing with, a website, or going through and watching a webinar, or doing a Zoom call, things like that. If you're into consulting or something like that, Think about how powerful it is right now to be able to go online, create your own website, and start your own consulting business if you already have the licenses and credentials to do so. You're going to have a lot more power in your hands to be able to do whatever you need to do to make your business and your own success just be your own, within your own control. If you are working for an agency, you are only directed to the clients that they are interested in working with. You won't be referred to some kind of business where, you might be able to broaden your horizon with new clients who might not be, going directly to an agency. You end up working one-on-one with someone. You can also create things that are a little bit more personalized. And that's where you end up being able to create your own market. And you can also set your own bill. Like, once you start creating your own business and marketing for yourself, you are the one who is in charge of how much you get paid. So as long as you are able to set the bar and then go above it, you are going to be able to really thrive and flourish and make your business do well in 2021. The next thing is, once again, it kind of goes back to community, but it's a little bit more focused on thinking about the future, thinking about the people who are around you who might be able to help you out on your journey to whatever type of success you are after. If you think that you are able to do something on your own, maybe you can, but it is shown that most people who try and do something on their own either end up becoming overwhelmed, they burn themselves out, which is also being overwhelmed, or they end up having to hire people in the long run to fix the small things that they missed. For example, I am starting my own business and I have a lot of things that I have to cover. I have to go over privacy policies, I have to go through cookie agreements for my website, I have to figure out how to copyright things, I have to figure out all sorts of things, including doing my own taxes and all of that. So it's something that's pretty steep as far as a learning curve if you're going to do something all on your own. But if you have other people who are interested in helping you and also see the potential of working with you and having a future growth potential where if they work with you, you might be able to take them along with your future growth. And that is something that's kind of priceless. Someone who is willing to invest themselves with you and your vision in your future. So if you have a good friend who might also do photography or something like that, and you get hired on to something and you think this gig might be a little bit more than I can handle on my own, you might want to outsource a little bit, but keep your circle small. Try and find the people who are, within arm's reach and just say, hey, can you come and help me out? Because that is going to be so much more powerful if you can have someone who comes into your business and helps you out. So think about that. In the future, it's going to be really important to try and branch out and plan for the growth of your business. The last thing is, it kind of wraps all the way back to the beginning. Be thankful for the moment. All right, so being in this moment right here, you want to plan for your future so that you can thank yourself later for those moments in the future where you say, wow, a year ago I started this and now here I am. And now plan from here I am to in a year I will be saying the same thing. A year ago I was here. So start planning for the future. Really plan for what you could do and try and get another list going. I haven't really written out a list for 2021 yet. I'm still trying to figure out what it is that maybe is more realistic. I got about 10 of the things done off of my list that I wanted to get done last year, and I continue to think that some of those things might be more realistic. Some of the things that I didn't get done last year are going to be more realistic this year. So those might kind of roll over into this year's list, and then I have to maybe come up with just another 10 things. Or I can continue to build on those goals of last year and try to just keep focused on the 20 things that I set out to do last year and focus on those. And who knows, in a year I might be saying the same thing again. I spent so much money on myself this year in order to get to a certain place where I think my business is going to really be able to thrive. I bought myself a new camera. I have this camera. I have a printer that I ended up getting, and so many other things that were on my list. And you know, it just takes time. It takes setting that list ahead of time and really trying to manifest those things. In my opinion, it's not a religious thing. It's just the action of asking for something and trying to get it through working hard for it. So that's really all I have today for the video. We will have another video coming up this week. It will be specifically about 5 businesses that I think you know, can be expanded on, and if you have a creative mind, you could use any of these 5 different ideas to start a new business or a side hustle in the year 2021. The next video after that is going to be a little bit more in depth about some of the legal protections and tax ideas and things like that that you end up having to sort of think about when you start your own business. So keep tuned, keep watching, subscribe, like the video, comment down below, start a conversation. If you have any questions, I will answer them. If you're just saying hi, I will say hi back. And that's really it. Happy New Year. I'm a little bit late, sorry. But we will be coming out with more videos and sort of setting a schedule. So thank you. Peace.